14 years after Steve Spriester first delved into homelessness in San Antonio, he is now re-examining that very issue. This coming Thursday in the Shadows will air on KSAT 12 and on all of KSAT's online platforms. Tonight, Steve is giving us a preview of that special on what it's actually like to be homeless living in San Antonio.
When you get down here, you will learn. You will learn. You will learn how to survive.
Our guide into what it was like to be homeless nearly 14 years ago. Mitchell Brooks showed us where he ate, where he lived, even where he slept.
I used to sleep right here. And I would spread leaves out all right here.
A bed of cardboard and leaves was on the steps of then Municipal Auditorium, today's Tobin Center. So many years later, seeing Mitch again was a surprise. I was actually told he had died. I was very happy to find out I heard wrong.
How you doing?
What's going on, bro?
A reunion I was convinced would never happen at a place Mitch's story helped build. Our original documentary led to the city and then Valero CEO Bill Greehey building Haven for Hope. It's where Mitch stayed and received drug treatments after he was in prison on murder charges. He's been through a lot since we last saw him, but once he served his time, he got clean.
I used to work with people and still do work with people that go through the struggles of mental illness and they don't know where to turn and they're afraid to go down to Haven for Hope because of some of the bad things they've heard, but I went through there and it helped me. So I remember when I was homeless and I went down to Haven for Hope and I started in the Prospect Courtyard and they helped me get on my feet.
And Mitch knows he's one of the lucky ones. Thursday night at 9, we'll look at what it's like to be homeless in 2019. And it's not just in San Antonio. Areas like Bernie have seen their homeless populations spike. Tents, mattresses, a makeshift memorial to one of their friends that died. They're all part of this Bernie homeless camp, not far off one of the town's main roads. We also look at the main contributors to being homeless and why for some, the Haven for Hope isn't an option.
It's crazy. It's not like it used to be.
And we also catch up with old acquaintances, those who say life on the streets is much different than when they were out here. Not only the faces have changed, but also the places.
There's all these drugs that are out there on the streets now, and people are using drugs, and it's bad.
No politicians, no policymakers, just the stories of homeless people and those that work with them. A KSAT 12 News special in the Shadows, Thursday at 9 p.m.
Just the few moments of that, the snippet of that preview, what's to come on Thursday, so impactful, so much more than you ever consider when you drive by or pass by someone who is homeless. And I think that's a large part of the point of this special.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of times when we talk about homelessness in any community, it's politicians, it's policymakers, it's not the people who are actually living on the street, living in these conditions, what led them there, what their hopes and dreams are. I mean, it's stuff that they rarely are asked. I mean, if somebody even acknowledges them, it's a rarity, unfortunately.
And this is also, for you, revisiting this 14 years later, it's so much about what has changed in that time and also what has not.
Yeah, absolutely. And Leslie Mouton last week asked me, how would I compare these two? And I said, the one we did in 2005 changed me, just in who I was talking to, who I was visiting with, what we found out. And these stories that we're doing on Thursday night at 9 will also stay with me, I think, longer than just a month or two. And there are a lot of changes, a lot of, obviously new faces, but the places where the homeless are living, the conditions they are in, the rampant drug addiction that is out there, and the rampant fact that there are people out living on the streets with severe mental health problems. And how do we help those people?
And the fact that you found a man who you had talked to 14 years ago, who you thought had passed, but has not, that's an incredible moment.
Well, and the irony is, not only did we find him, and he'd went to prison, and I knew he was in prison, but somebody had told me he died in prison. Then to hear that he was still alive and at the Haven for Hope, and that his pastor is actually the guy who is leading us around in 2019. His pastor is kind of our guide this time around into the homeless community, just like he was our guide in 2005.
Wow.
some full circle thing.
Yeah,
there.
very full circle. Some incredible stories to come on Thursday.
Thanks, Myra.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Again, you can watch this special In the Shadows Thursday, October 24th at 9 o'clock. You can watch it on KSAT 12 on our website at ksat.com, the KSAT mobile app, or the KSAT TV app, any way that you stream Thursday at 9.